Yo, 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 what up? It's a boy, I Sleep Too Late, and in this video, we are playing another episode of Showcasing Hackmons Gen 4 Edition. We're playing with yours truly, the dreaded Wonder Guard Spiritomb. This Pokemon has no weaknesses. It does get hit by certain things like status. Fire Fang in this game does hit through Wonder Guard, which is somewhat annoying, but yeah, even if your Pokemon with Wonder Guard isn't weak to fire, it'll still hit. Now, it will obviously attack a Shedinja with natural Wonder Guard, but what people didn't realize back then was that Fire Fang, even though it was going to be super effective against Shedinja Wonder Guard anyway, it also just hits through anything with Wonder Guard. So we're gonna go ahead and Bastiodon. Does this thing have Sturdy? It's so annoying. I never know which Pokemons have Sturdy and which Pokemons don't. But I guess we'll play this one by ear. Because I'm pretty sure Bastiodon has Sturdy. And, okay, so they're going to use Curse, which is good for us. Because Curse doesn't actually do anything with Shadow Ball, I don't believe. In Gens 3, 1, 2, and 3, Shadow Ball was a physical attack. Because Ghost, for whatever reason, Ghost was physical. Now, I don't understand that because, in my opinion, Ghost should have been special. This was before the physical special split, but then Gen 4 came out and they decided to have some like water moves that were physical, some water moves that were special. So we ended up with the physical and special modality of move creations, basically. So with that said, we are getting somewhat walled here by Bastiodon, but we are making progress. And we should be able to get this thing down to 0 HP in a couple turns. Curse is somewhat annoying. It would be more annoying if it were a Ghost type. Curse is such a weird move, honestly. It's just very unique in the sense that it does something different depending on what your Pokemon is. Very, very unique move. Probably one of the most unique moves in the entire game, honestly, because I believe in some generations it doesn't even have a type. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and lock on here. And Sheer Cold. This is fine in like a battle tower scenario, but obviously it's not like something that is viable in competitive. Like in Smogon, right? But yeah, let's go ahead and finish this off. We do get the dubs here. We're going to move on to the next opponent. And let's see how we do. But yeah, one of the things about Wonder Guard Spiritomb with Lock On and Sheer Cold, as I mentioned to other people in around Discord, is that if you have Lock On and Sheer Cold, it's pretty obvious what you're doing. So as soon as you use Lock On, what people can do is they can just switch, and then that resets the Lock On, or that makes them basically reset everything, and they can just switch. Or no, I'm sorry, it might not reset the Lock On, but what it'll do is they can just switch into something with Sturdy, or they can switch into something that will otherwise have like Wonder Guard or something. Like this is in a competitive setting, right? But yeah, Lock On Sheer Cold otherwise is a pretty decent attack set of attacks in Battle Tower. Let's just go ahead and use Lock On Sheer Cold again. Oh, okay, well Endure is a good move to be aware of. But we should do just fine here. I think if you use Endure, Sheer Cold probably gets you down to 1 HP, I would imagine. But yeah, pretty straightforward here. Ooh, Stall-Rain. Walrein is one of the most annoying Pokemon in Gen 4. Alright, already at full HP. Let's go. Sheer Cold. Yeah, and in this generation, ice types are not immune to Sheer Cold, which is also quite nice. And yeah, that's how you do it. You could also do this same set on like a Sableye and that would be fine. But I prefer the Spiritomb because it has higher BST. Alright, moving on to opponent number 3 here. Let's go. Alright, facing off against our first Pokemon of the match, Lapras. I know that one doesn't have Sturdy. Ooh, are they going first here? Oh. Yeah, I think they have, I don't know what that thing is called, but they have that thing that makes it move first sometimes. Oh, and we have a Lumberry, which is nice. Yeah, the Lumberry definitely helps. It's like a patch to something that otherwise would be annoying. Oh, really? Are you going to go first again? Perish Song? Are you serious? Okay, well, we have 3 turns to survive. I guess that means we have to basically get lucky here with Sheer Cold. Or we can guarantee that we get through. Wow, so Spiritomb actually does not want a KO. Does not solo the entire battle tower on the, what is this, the 3rd match? That's annoying. Well, let's see. Let's use Sheer Cold and see what happens. Oh, we missed. Okay. So I think I'm actually going to switch because I don't want to have to go through the process of fainting here. I'm just going to switch because Perish Song is somewhat annoying. Regigigas is easily like one of the best Pokemon that I have ever played in this generation. This and Slaking are 2 of like the best in my opinion. Slaking obviously has better defenses, but Regigigas has better overall defenses. So let's see how much damage Fake Out does. That did quite a lot. Wow, I was just about to, okay, I was gonna say that did a lot of damage. Fake Out turns out to be like one of the most menacing moves ever. And as I mentioned before, it just does so much damage, especially when you have huge power or pure power. And even though it's useless after turn 1, it's just still a very strong move. Alright, let's go ahead and see what happens here. Clear body, right? Let's just go ahead and use Sacred Fire. I would switch into Wonder Tomb, but I don't really want to deal with it. I think we should be fine just finishing this off with Regigigas. The other thing you could potentially use on a Regigigas is like Fire Fang. It's probably not a bad idea, honestly, to do. If I were to play a competitive moveset, it would probably be like either a Slaking or a Regigigas with huge power, Fake Out, extreme speed, adamant nature, and Fire Fang. Probably would be like the 3 moves, and then maybe a filler move like Earthquake or something. I don't know. Well, whatever would be, I guess whatever Fire Fang doesn't KO. So let me think about this. I guess like either like Earthquake, which would be a solid move, because Earthquake would be super effective against other fire types, or like will be super effective against like water. I guess Electric or something. But I mean, it's tough, right? The last move would have to be a coverage move or a setup move, and I don't know if there's any good setup moves in this game. Like Swords Dance is the only one I can really think of. Shell Smash doesn't exist yet, and obviously Extreme Evo Boost doesn't exist yet. And I think the only thing that really doubles your, like gives you +2 in attack is literally just Swords Dance. I think Tail Glow is good, but I think Tail Glow is still +2 and is a special attack. It's also a special attack, obviously. I'm just thinking about moves. I'm just thinking about boosting moves that are either physical or special that are either physical or special offensive. And yeah, I think that probably um, I don't think Tail Glow is +3 in this gen. I think it's +2 still. It's so hard to keep everything in your head when you're like trying to remember things because there's so many generations. It's very easy to forget things or get lost in or just like lose some of your memory. Because like maybe 10, 15 years ago I would have remembered all of this no problem. 15 years ago? Yeah, 15 years ago this game was still around. As you get older, you start to forget things. All right, moving on. We're going to move on here into the next game. Oh, Latios. Well, hopefully this thing doesn't have a soul doing it, because that would be annoying. Let's go ahead and use Lock On Sheer Cold once more. Okay, and then we're going to use Sheer Cold here. I love Spiritomb. Wonder Tome is like just so effective, you know, especially in these earlier gens. Obviously, Fairy type is a very strong typing that when it got introduced makes Spiritomb worse, but Spiritomb is still pretty decent. I think Mega Sableye is probably like the best one though. Actually, so in Pure Hackmons no nerfs, you have Mega Absol Z, which I think that one's also like a dark whatchamacallit, dark ghost. But in Gen 5 there's also Majin, which is also insane because that's a base 600 dark ghost with Wonder Guard. And actually in Gen 5 Pure Hackmons it's considered one of the premier, one of the top tier Pokemon. All right, so these Regis should be pretty straightforward. And that's going to be a wrap for this battle as we finish off this Registeel with our Lock On Sheer Cold. I haven't used Sucker Punch yet, which is funny, but maybe one time we'll use it. I just haven't had to use it yet, so. All right, let's see what we got. Glalie. Let's see if we can beat this Glalie. Hail. Yeah, I mean, weather can damage Wonder Tomb. Obviously, burn, poison, things like that. But other regular damage dealing moves don't do anything. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward here. And let's see if we can face off against... Okay, Quagsire is a very annoying Pokemon, but I think that Lock On Sheer Cold will do the trick. Quagsire is probably one of the most annoying ones. I didn't realize until like yesterday that it has an immunity to water, which is hilarious. It's got water absorb, which is very, very annoying. Alright, Sheer Cold, here we go. Just watching that HP go down is so satisfying, especially against an annoying Pokemon like Quagsire. Alright, let's see what you got here. Getting buffeted by Hail. Facing off against Shiftry. Alright. Well, we're still going to do the same strategy before. Lock On Sheer Cold pretty much beats everything except for sturdy. So it makes me wonder if I should be using the last two move slots for something that is anti-sturdy. Let's see here. Okay, Shiftry is a 1-hit KO. And we beat Ranger, which is nice. Gonna move on to the next round. And this should be the last battle. Okay, Marowak. Probably holding a thick bone, or a bone is, I think it's called thick club or something like that. We're gonna use lock on Sheer Cold as usual. And this should be pretty straightforward. Manic Trick, okay. Another very good Pokemon. Its Mega Evolution is very good. Flamethrower. Yeah, if that thing had Fire Fang, it would deal damage to us. But it doesn't. It's actually a reason to play Fire Fang over Flamethrower, I guess. I mean, one is physical, one is special, so that's also a difference. Okay, I think Golem has Sturdy, but I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out. This could be a problem, but I guess we'll find out if this thing has Sturdy or not. I don't think it does. I think it has like Rock Head or something like that. Yeah. I'm not sure if it's called. I'm not sure if the ability is called Rock Head, but it's got. I think it's got that ability where it doesn't take recoil damage. And yeah, that's gonna be a wrap for today's video, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Listen, we've been getting a lot of subscribers. I really appreciate everyone's support. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, we do a lot of this stuff. We also do hackmons.com stuff. I've been making some videos featuring some of the features of the website. So check out hackmons.com. It's your all-in-one resource for all Hackmons related things. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.